Amur Oblast is a federal subject of Russia, located on the banks of the Amur and Zeya Rivers in the Russian Far East. The administrative center of the oblast, the city of Blagoveshchensk, is one of the oldest settlements in the Russian Far East, founded in 1856. It is a traditional center of trade and gold mining. The territory is accessed by two railways, the Trans-Siberian Railway and the Baikal Amur Mainline. As of the 2010 census, the oblast's population was 830,103. Amur Krai Amuri were unofficial names for the Russian territories by the Amur River used in the late Russian Empire that approximately correspond to modern Amur Oblast. Geography. Amur Oblast is located in the southeast of Russia, between Stanovoy Range in the north and the Amur River in the south, and borders with the Sakha Republic in the north, Khabarovsk Krai and the Jewish Autonomous Oblast in the east, the Heilongjiang Province of China in the south, and with Zabaikalsky Krai in the west. The Stanovoy Range forms the dividing line between the Sakha Republic and Amur Oblast and spreads across the oblast's entire northern border. The Amur Zeya and Zeya Rivers plains cover about 40% of the oblast's territory, but the rest is hilly. Several mountain ranges are to the south of Stanovoy Range and parallel to it, and another mountain chain stretches along the oblast's eastern border with Khabarovsk Krai. Many rivers flow through the oblast, especially in the north, accounting for 75% of the hydropower resources in the Russian Far East. Most of the oblast is in the Amur's drainage basin, although the rivers in the northwest drain into the Lena and the rivers in the northeast drain into the Uda. The longest rivers include the Amur, Buria, Gilui, Nokra, Olyokma, Salemdra, and Zeya. The Zeya begins in the mountains in the northeast, and its middle reaches a dam to create the huge Zeya Reservoir, which sprawls over 2,400 square kilometers. Climate is temperate continental, with cold, dry winters and hot, rainy summers. Average January temperatures vary from -24 degrees Celsius in the south to -33 degrees Celsius in the north. Average July temperatures are +21 degrees Celsius in the south and +18 degrees Celsius in the north. Annual precipitation is about 850 mm. Dwarf Siberian pine and alpine tundra grow at higher elevations, and large forests with small stands of flat-leaved birch and pine forests grow alongside the river plains. These larch and fir spruce forests form the watershed of the Salemdra River. The Buria and Arkara rivers, southeast of the Salemdra, have the richest remaining forests in the oblast, with Korean pine, Schisandra chinensis, Mongolian oak, and other Manchurian flora. The Zeya Buria Plain, located between the Zeya, Amur, and Buria rivers, has the highest biodiversity in Amur Oblast. Much of this plain has been burned for agriculture, but large patches still remain. Japanese Dorian and Far Eastern Western cranes nest here, as well as a host of other rare birds. Natural resources. Amur Oblast has considerable reserves of many types of mineral resources. Proven reserves are estimated to be worth $400 billion. Among the most important are gold, silver, titanium, molybdenum, tungsten, copper, and tin. Black coal and lignite reserves are estimated to be 70 billion tons. Probable iron deposits are estimated to be 3.8 billion tons. The Garan deposit is fully explored and known to contain 389 million tons of iron ore. Estimated reserves of the deposit are 1,293 million tons. The deposit's ore contains a low concentration of detrimental impurities. The ore contains 69.9% iron. Amur Oblast is also a promising source of titanium, with the Bolshoy deposit being the most important. History. 5th–10th centuries. According to the Baikal and the Suishu, both Chinese records, this area belonged originally to the territory one of the 5 semi-nomadic Shiwei, the Bo-Shiwei tribes. The settlements were located on the north of the Yilei-Hulali Mountains in the upper reaches of the Nen River, south of the Stanovoi Range, west of the Burinsky and the Malikingan Ranges, and reaching the Okhotsk Sea on the northeast. They brought tributary presents to the Tangut and disappeared at the dawn of the 10th century with the foundation of the Liao Empire. Medieval period. Later, in the 13th century, the middle Amur and Zeya River basin area became the homeland of the Dors and the Duchas. The ancestors of the Dors are thought to be closely related to the Khitans and the Mongols, while the Duchas may have been a branch of the Jurchen people, later known as the Mankas. 17th century 1850s. The area was conquered by the Mankas in 1639 to 1640, after defeating the Evenk Federation led by Bombogor. It was returned to the Qing dynasty in the Treaty of Nerchinsk and annexed by Russia in 1858 by the Treaty of Agan between Russia and Qing dynasty. The region received its first influx of Russian settlers in the mid-17th century. They were looking for a more temperate climate as an escape from the north. After the Opium War, when the Chinese Empire was exposed to the outside world, Russian explorers once again moved to the region. The last influx of people arrived upon the completion of the Trans-Siberian Railroad. 20th century. In April 1920, the Far Eastern Republic, with its capital in Chita, was formed from Amur, Trans-Baikal, Kamchatka, Sakhalin, and Primorye regions as a democratic buffer state in order to avoid war with Japan. It existed until November 1922, when it joined the RSFSR. In January 1926, Amur region became part of the Far Eastern Territory, which was subsequently divided into Khabarovsk and Primorye territories in 1938. Amur region itself was included in Khabarovsk territory. In 1948, Amur Oblast was finally separated from Khabarovsk territory and became an independent region of the RSFSR. Rapid economic growth based on gold production began at the time, and living standards improved with the arrival of young specialists. As the Far Eastern District expanded, the demand for services such as electric power and housing also increased, which stimulated a new round of construction projects. New cities were built, along with the Zeyu hydroelectric power plant, which still supplies electricity to most of the Far Eastern District. Administrative divisions. The largest urban localities of the oblast are Blagoveshchensk, Belogorsk, Svobodny, Tinda, and Rakokinsk. Demographics. Population 830,103, 902,844, 1,057,781. According to the 2010 census, ethnic Russians, at 775,590, made up 94.3% of the population. Other prominent ethnic groups include Ukrainians at 16,636, Belarusians at 4,162, and Tatars at 3,406. The rest of the residents identified with over 120 different ethnic groups, with each ethnic group making up less than 5% of the population. Additionally, 7,879 people were registered from administrative databases and could not declare an ethnicity. It is estimated that the proportion of ethnicities in this group is the same as that of the declared group. Vital statistics for 2008: births, 11,290, deaths, 13,117. The economically active population amounts to 463,100 people. Unemployment in 2006 was 5.5%. Vital statistics for 2012: births 11,733, deaths 12,054. Total fertility rate. Religion. According to a 2012 official survey, 25.1% of the population of Amur Oblast adheres to the Russian Orthodox Church. 5% are unaffiliated generic Christians. 1% is an Orthodox believer without belonging to any church or adheres to other Orthodox churches, and 1% is an adherent of Islam. In addition, 41% of the population declares to be spiritual but not religious, 24% is atheist, and 2.9% follows other religions. Did not give an answer to the question. Economy. Gross regional product per capita in 2007 was 131,039.60 rubles, while the national average was 198,817 rubles. Industry. The industrial section contributes 18.3% to the total GRP. The most important industrial sector in 2007 was manufacturing, constituting 25.7% of the industrial output. The sector is dominated by food products and beverages, which constitute 13% of industrial output. Machine building includes shipbuilding machinery, lifting and transport vehicles, mining equipment, agricultural machinery, metal assemblies and goods, electrical appliances and electrical machines and tools. The largest engineering companies in the oblast include OAO Svobodny Railroad car repair plant, OAO Blagoveshchensk October Revolution shipbuilding plant, and OAO Bureau-Kran. Mining and quarrying amounted to 19.9% of industrial output in 2007. Amur Oblast ranks 6th in Russia for gold mining, and has the largest gold reserves in the country. The largest gold mine in the region is Pioneer, part of Petropavlovsk plc, who also owned the Auburn, Malomir and Pokrovsky mines in the region. There is a large site of uranium mining and processing facilities in Oktyabrsky, near the Russia-China border. There are plans to develop other mineral deposits as well, such as titanium, iron, copper, nickel, apatite, etc. Total coal production amounts to 3,398 tons. As of 2007, 4 coal deposits are being operated by the company OOO Amur Coal, and 2 more have been explored. In total, the oblast is estimated to have over 90 deposits of lignite and black coal, with overall reserves of 70 billion tons. In addition, fuel extraction amounted to 2.9% of industrial output. Energy. Amur Oblast enjoys an energy surplus. Its energy consumption in 2007 was 6.9 terawatt-hours, while production was 9.3 terawatt-hours. Electricity output in 2007 was 9.9 terawatt-hours. The most important electricity producer is the Zeya hydroelectric power station, with an installed capacity of 1,330 megawatts and a yearly output of 4.91 terawatt-hours. The station is owned by Russia-Hydro. The company also owns the 2010 megawatts Bureauskaya hydroelectric power station, opened in 2009. Its annual output is 7.1 terawatt-hours. The planned Urkovetskaya TPP project will be the largest thermal power plant in the world. Agriculture. Gross agricultural product in 2006 was $462.612 million. This includes crop output and livestock and farming products. Amur Oblast produces 60% of Russia's national output of soybean, with a yearly production of about 240,000 tons. Foreign trade. The oblast's main foreign exports are raw timber, metal goods, and machinery. Equipment and transport. Main foreign imports are food and beverages from China, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Philippines, textiles and footwear from China, and machinery and equipment from Ukraine and Japan. Vostochny Cosmodrome. In July 2010, Prime Minister Vladimir Putin announced that the area would be the site of a new Vostochny Cosmodrome, to reduce Russian dependence on the Baikal Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. In May 2016 there was the first rocket launch. Sister province, Cheongnam, South Korea.